Hi, I'm Chris Castro, and this is my learning memo for What's the Big Idea? My response to what's the big idea about human-animal relations is self-reflection as a human, and as an individual human, which I think is still a very powerful agent of change. We need to think about our relations and or lack thereof with the other non-human animals cohabiting the same earth that we live in. I think as of 2020, we've done a lot to make sure that the well-being of other animals is enhanced, but there's a lot of room for improvement, and there's a lot of unethical things that happen behind closed doors, and courses like these really educate us on what's happening and make us reflect on how we can be the solution, not the problem. So human animal studies really just, the goal is to educate people and really show them this is what's happening to the animals before they reach your plate. This is what's happening to the animals as you watch them through SeaWorld. And it's really telling people that it's not as pretty as they think it is. And their goal is really to just stop this whole sugarcoating concept of everything that you're seeing is dandy and fine, but in reality, it's very unethical, and these animals don't deserve the treatment that they're getting. And that's why I really enjoy this course, because I think that people need to see the true colors in which we continue to ignore. And ignorance is bliss, but silence is costly. Before 2020, I had no idea what a gestation crate was. I didn't know what a battery cage was. I knew animals were being mistreated. I understood that concept, but I didn't know how, and I didn't know what it looked like. And courses like these really open up your mind, and they show you these images, and they tell you, hey, this is what's going on day by day, hour by hour, and you can't just sweep it under the rug. And that's what I really loved about this. And there was one point where professor was like, what do you feel about, seeing kind of gruesome images? And I, in my opinion, was like, we signed up for this course. And even if we didn't sign up for this course, this is something that is necessary for every human to see, because it's happening all the time around us. And it's a big part of our lives, whether we realize it or not. Human animal studies has such a broad spectrum of discussion. You can talk about how animals are being treated unethically in factories, in farms, in entertainment industries. We talk about how we can use animals in the idioms that we say day to day, absent references, what animals represent on Disney movies, and what they're like in scientific settings now. Is that ethical? Is it unethical? It's just such a broad discussion to have. A reason why I think self-reflection is so important in answering the question, what's the big idea, is because it really starts with us. Humans have always had this misconception, this false idea that we are just the top of the hierarchy. We're top of the food chain. Like, we're just always the best. We're always superior. And it's just so unhealthy. And we can see it in our day-to-day operations with animals and other living creatures, that is just not okay to think. That is just not a way to live. And we've always had that idea, whether it come to other humans, other races, other species. And I think once we step off our high horse, we'll find solutions. And another important thing that I heard was like something along the lines of, just because you're not number one doesn't make you inferior. Like, we should learn that we can be equal and cohabit this same land that we all get to live on very peacefully and easily. And I just really dislike the idea that one is better than the other. And that's basically what human animal studies is trying to teach us, but in comparison to humans and non-human animals. So to wrap this up, I'm just going to say that knowledge is indeed power. Good, bad, ugly, no matter the information, I think that it's good. I think it could be used as a tool to find solutions, address the issue, and learning is change. We are humans. We, as living creatures in general, have never stayed stagnant. We are always evolving. We're always changing our minds. We're always progressing. So I think with that, I'm very hopeful that the future is going to be a little bit prettier when it comes to the treatment of non-human animals. I think we'll be a little more sensitive, and we'll have more compassion in how we treat the other living creatures that cohabit this earth as well. And I think classes like this, especially taught to such young adults, or even people who are younger or older generations, it could change their minds. It's just so important to stay educated, connected, and knowledgeable about everything that doesn't always concern humans. Like, these animals are a huge part of our lives, whether we understand that or not. So cheers to a good semester, and thank you, Professor, for being so wonderful and welcoming to all your students. I hope you continue teaching this course.